Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2025 Hyundai Sonata SEL Hybrid. So we'll look at the interior, the exterior, and then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Sonata, and again, this is the hybrid in the SEL trim. So this is the front wheel drive. So this one's gonna give you the best possible fuel economy, but we'll touch on that stuff a little bit more. For now, let's put it in drive, go for a spin around. So the first thing you notice right here on the dash, it's gonna say ready when the gas motor is on. And then when it hops over to the EV mode, when you're using electric only, just above that, there'll be a little EV icon that lights up in green. But some of the coolest stuff in here is the full interior. Now the SEL Hybrid does give you the two 12.3-inch displays, one of which I have my phone paired to, so that's gonna give me wireless Apple CarPlay, as well you can do Android Auto. Now what's great about that, this one also gets wireless charging. So I can put my phone down here below, it's gonna be charged up, or there is also two USB-C ports. So if you wanna charge your passengers' devices, or even in the back seats, there's two more USB chargers. So everybody in the family is gonna be happy if you're going on that road trip with all their devices charged up. But let's start kind of with the power plant. So there's three different engine options for the 25 Sonata, whether you're looking at the regular Sonata, which would be a 4-cylinder, or if you go to the N line, then you can add the turbocharged engine, which is also going to be offered in the front wheel drive, or you're going to have this 2-liter 4-cylinder with the hybrid engine. Now, this isn't going to be a plug-in hybrid system. This is just going to regenerate as you're driving around and help you get the best possible fuel economy, which to me is one of my favorite things, because this with the 6-speed automatic transmission is going to return some pretty excellent fuel economy. You're looking at about 51 mpg on the highway, or about 47 mpg combined with city and highway driving. That's pretty awesome. I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't at the gas station every 3 or 4 days like I am now. So yes, there is a little bit more of a sticker tag with going from the regular 4-cylinder up to the hybrid engine, but if you plan on owning this vehicle for at least a couple years, I think the MSRP difference would be worth it to go with the hybrid system. Now let's touch on the pricing. So the MSRP for this SEL is going to be $33,200. Now there are different discounts offering depending on what you're looking at or where you're buying the vehicle, but keeping in mind, there's also a great warranty on these vehicles, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a 5-year, 60,000-mile basic coverage warranty. So there's lots of good stuff to help you keep yourself on the road for many years to come. But the overall drive and performance, I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the CVT, so keeping the 6-speed automatic is definitely a great way to get good fuel economy and for reliability's sake. But inside, the Sonata is great. Now the SEL has the cloth seats, but these are actually going to be heated for the driver and the passenger. So that's a 3-level heated seat. There's power on this side. There's also lumbar in here, so you can get very comfortable to find the right driving position for you. Now this steering wheel is also pretty awesome. It's kind of a leather wrapped steering wheel here, and it's going to have all your pertinent information right in front of you on this digital gauge cluster. You can use the left side of the steering wheel to go through here, whether it's your adaptive cruise control and lane departure warning you're setting up, or if you just want to see what your average fuel economy is, that is a pretty cool way to keep track of all that stuff. A lot of the safety features are found in the base SEL Sonata. Like I said, adaptive cruise control, you've got blind spot monitoring, so I can see someone's coming up on my left here, the mirror would light up, and then if you tried to put the blinker on, it would give you a little verbal notification just to be careful if you're turning into that lane. But beyond that, you can go into the infotainment screen and you can set up all the safety stuff. If you don't want some of that stuff on, or maybe you think it's too intrusive, you can simply click it, turn it off, and it is very easy that way. So what else is cool on the digital gauge cluster here? I've entered a school zone. It pops up with the little school zone sign and the speed limit of 25 miles per hour. So it does track those road signs, which is a pretty safe feature, especially at night if you can't quite see what's going on. That's pretty cool as well. Now, the standard infotainment screen in here with the Apple CarPlay, they probably figured that's what most people are using, but if you go into the regular Hyundai menu, you can actually see some of the hybrid settings, which is pretty sweet. You can see your average fuel economy. I mean, 51 miles per gallon on the highway. If you're just cruising along at 60 or 65 miles per hour, that's gonna be pretty awesome. And then you can actually see the engine is charging the motor, which then fills up the battery to help you just use that EV power. Now, you can also change your drive modes. So you can go between a sport, my drive, and then an eco mode. So if you are feeling a little sporty, there is paddle shifters behind the steering wheel here, so you can go through the 6-speed that way, or you can put it in eco and get the best possible fuel economy. Now, the SEL also does feature dual zone climate control, so the driver and the passenger can both pick their climates, and for the second row, there's actually vents back there, so whether it's the kids or the pets, everyone is going to be comfortable in the back seat. Now, the trunk space is actually pretty big. I left some of the stuff that comes with these vehicles back there just because it's hard to tell how large the trunk is. I think you could easily throw a couple sets of golf clubs or duffel bags back there and go away for a long weekend, and you would still have room left over. Overall driving impressions of the Sonata. You know, it's been around for a long time now, and it competes with some pretty stiff competition. Whether that's the Toyota Camry or maybe the Nissan Altima, there is a lot of mid-size SUV takeover these days. Everybody thinks they need a larger SUV, but if you're cutting down maybe 15 or 20 miles per gallon on some of the larger SUVs, and you don't need the extra storage space, you're not hauling a bunch of stuff around, I think this vehicle is more than enough usability for day-to-day driving. Plus, I'm 6'1" and I had to move the seat quite a bit forward. So if you're a taller driver, there's a ton of headroom in here, and you can actually move the seat back to be very comfortable, like I said, in the seated position. With the adaptive cruise control in here, with the heated cloth seats going, it's about 55 degrees today. I could easily turn and burn a trip down to maybe Chicago, spend 6 hours in the car. I don't think you'd feel a ton of fatigue with the added safety features in here and the comfort of the seats and the seated position. I was blown away at just how comfortable this is, and I think for 99% of the time, this would be more than enough and a great daily driver. One other thing that's pretty cool, so like I said, the blind spot monitoring is in the mirror here, but there's also a little piece of glass just in front of the mirror. So some of the other vehicles have these huge blind spots where you can't really see what's going on around you. It makes it really tough, but you can easily flip the mirror over, adjust it to where you can see, and they're pretty good size, so you can get a good visual look around the vehicle. Now, there also is a backup camera. So once you pop it into reverse, that'll pop up, or I'm at a stoplight here, I can click the button, see what's going on behind me, and there's 3 different ways you can change that camera. So it's the full screen or just kind of a straight down look. Maybe you're getting close to something. That's a pretty cool feature there. So now you can hear. Totally silent. We've gone into an EV mode, so when it came up to the light, it's kind of like a start-stop feature. And then if we start to take off again, it just stays in EV. It's super quiet. But as you drive, as you kind of build up more of that battery, it'll use a little bit more EV to help you balance out and get the best possible fuel economy you can. So overall, I know that seems like a lot of information, but big things, MSRP for a hybrid, $33,000, getting you the heated seats, the wireless Apple CarPlay, all the storage space in here, and all those safety features. But if you want even more equipment, you can go up and get some of the, you know, if you're looking for the leather seats, or you want a few different maybe kind of creature comforts, or some of the other technology that can be built into these vehicles, there's definitely other options there. But I think overall, for the money, if you think 99% of the time you're driving back and forth to work, to the gym, to the grocery store, you want something that's going to get you 50 miles per gallon and give you lots of space and comfort, I think the Hyundai Sonata is an excellent option, and one to definitely come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive at the 25 Sonata Hybrid. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.